Okay, I've never done a date before, so this is the first time for me also. I'm glad this game walked so lads could run. I think that's a great statement, could you guess? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Gavin's... This is so strange. I'm so used to doing this with lads. It's so weird doing it with something else. Alright. Gavin's Edge of Desire. I don't know why I'm giggling about it. Oh my gosh. Alright, we've got 6 sections. I don't know how long each section is, so it should be pretty interesting. As per usual, if you can't hear me, can't hear the chat, or can't hear the game, let me know. I'll go ahead and fix it. I don't know how loud it is. Okay, review 1. Although I had... Oh, what's this? Although I had my doubts, I followed Eli to the wellness center. After seeing Gavin there, I calmed down. To my surprise, as soon as Gavin saw me and Eli, he instantly saw through Eli's plot and retaliated. I don't even know who the fuck Eli is. Oh yeah, and only the allies are voiced. Nobody else is. So there's gonna be probably a lot of reading. I don't know how many voices I'm gonna be able to do. Well, oh, we're here. Ooh, is it not gonna be again? There we go. Eli had just parked the car, and I impatiently hopped out. Several buildings of varying heights came into view, and in the distance, the surging tide was immersed in blazing sunshine as birds swept across the horizon like flecks of dust in the beam of light. Oh, music is drowning me out. Okay, cool. I can bring that down. Hopefully that's better. The taste of the sea rushes in... Oh. The taste of the sea rushes in on the sea breeze, mingling with the lush foliage to permeate through me with a simple, deep breath. The atmosphere here is amazing. Of course, this wellness center is very in demand. Is it very in demand, Eli? However, it's not the kind of fringe benefit that an ordinary squad mate has access to. I half frown at the thought of something, but at the same time, he deftly lifts my luggage from the rear trunk. But is Gavin really here? Why would I lie to you? He's got so many things to do after a mission, filing reports, attending meetings. This morning, he made it back to Loveland City, and then he met with the general, right? And the general just happened to be coming here, so they came together. This is basically a wellness center serving us only. It's quite particular, so it's not so easy to just give you a phone call, which is why he had me get you. It all seemed to add up, but it was rare for Gavin not to give me a call as soon as his mission was over. Considering that his phone was still out of service, and that Eli probably wasn't out to get me, In the end, I followed Eli through the main entrance. Dr. Lemon. Hello, Dr. Lemon. I booked a room this morning before I left. It should be under Gavin's name. With consummate ease, he helped me. Oh, you can't move it down as soon as... Okay. With consummate ease, he helped me complete all the check-in procedures. But after I got my room card, he was in no hurry to let me go to the room. Instead, we headed toward the lobby. Eli, what are you up to? The sounds of an extremely animated discussion grew increasingly distinct as we approached. Before we turned a corner, Eli made a cryptic shush gesture at me. He leaned against the corner of the wall and furtively stuck out a finger, gesturing for me to peep out my head. To listen to the stream for a while as I drive. Okay, be safe. Not far away, there appeared to be a lounge room where many people of various ages were all gathered, chatting about something both excitedly and curiously. Hi, Gabby. A familiar face appeared through a crack in the group. His face, which I hadn't seen for many days, seemed strained, but he was trying to hide the exhaustion. With good manners and restraint, he greeted all the people gathering around him, but a subtle impatience was creeping into his brow. You're that Gavin feller, ain't you? Boy, I'm so glad that the NPCs are voiced in lads. Our squad leader told us all about your glorious deeds. How'd you get so good? When you came to our squad before, I was away on assignment and missed you. This time I finally get to see you. Who do we have here? You're Gavin, young fella. By who made these lines? By golly, that's really something. Do you remember Miller? He always used to mention you. Captain Gavin, is your special ops squad still looking for a medic? I have one that's pretty decent. Ma'am, stop flirting with my boyfriend.
I'm not as great as you all make me out to be. I'm just doing my job.
It's a new Gabby voice.
Same as all of you.
Probably because these people all resemble him, he didn't have it in him to give the cold shoulder to this group of comrades who were unfamiliar and yet had served together.
Well, I think I'll,
Captain Gavin, are you free next month? Could you come to our bureau to give us a lecture? Or just share your experiences?
I really don't have anything to talk about.
He's busy.
If you want, I'll look into who would be a good candidate to send from headquarters.
Kind of reminds me of Xavier. Yeah, kind of.
Now I think I'll...
Captain Gavin, can you tell us about that 11-6 case? The detective work you did on that was so clever.
You could go look up the case files if you want. It's well documented. Now,
Captain Gavin! Ladies, can't you see he is trying to leave? While Eli stifled a laugh, Gavin kept trying to leave and getting held back by their excited voices. His His brow furrowed deeper and deeper, and when his patience finally reached its limit, a look of utter exasperation crept on his face.
Can you guys please let me give my girlfriend a phone call first? I haven't been in touch with her since I've been back.
That's me, you guys.
She's probably worried.
I'm wrought with grief. Teetering with laughter, I poked my head from around the side and brought his anxiously shuffled feet to a halt.
What are you?
Surprise! His eyes went wide. Pushing through the crowd, he ran up to me. Hi. So adorably forward. However, as Eli came into view, the shock on his face was tinged with a speechless look. Eli pretended like he didn't see it, and he put a friendly arm over Gavin's shoulder. What is it, Bust Bud? Someone that'll walk through hell or even go to rehab for his bud? See how good I am to you? I even considerately brought you to the one that's on your mind.
I see you don't want to serve your sentence alone.
Gavin's voice was deathly cold as he grabs Eli's arms with an insincere smile and tossed it away from him. Now that you've brought it up, don't you go trying to make a prison break. And it's because you've never come once. You get these nice perks and never enjoy them. Willis gave specific orders. You've got no one to blame but yourself.
You say that as if you've come before. Besides, it's not the first time Willis has made threats. You really believe him?
Don't you want to hear what it is he said? If we don't get some R&R this time, then he's never going to approve any time off again. We'll work until we die. I like Eli. He's kind of cool. As they talk, they got all up in each other's faces. That's weird. I stood off to the side, trying not to laugh, and pretty much understood this whole kerfuffle came to pass. Apparently, one of the officer perks in the STF is the privilege to come to the wellness center for some R&R once a year. But these two probably never used their perk since being eligible for it, which led to the orders from Principal Willis. Eli followed orders to be able to preserve his vacation time in the future, but he didn't want to do it all by himself, so he hoodwinked Gavin. Eli is giving, he's giving like, who am I thinking of? Gideon. That's who it is. He reminds me of Gideon. I couldn't say exactly how he tricked Gavin into coming, but now that he roped me into coming here, I'd say he succeeded. Personally, I'd like to call this a win-win. If we didn't come, how would we ever request time off in the future? Am I right? Hearing this, Gavin suddenly broke into a smile, his eyes squinting. He let go of the hand holding Eli back and put an arm tightly around Eli's neck.
Let me remind you, Willis isn't in charge of your vacation time. I am. So enjoy your R&R now. Because after this, you'll work till you die.
Oh, that was cute! check to make sure that you guys can hear me still. Hold on. Good, perfect, great. All right, let's go ahead and start on the next one then. Hi, Eli. I didn't press the next one. Two. Yeah, there we go.
Next time someone tries to tell you something, ignore them. Better yet, don't even open the door.
I really like Gabby's voice. Amidst all the hubbub, Gavin didn't want to waste any more words on Eli. He gave a simple goodbye to the people standing around and led me back to the room that they had set him up in. As soon as the door closed, I was pulled into a smoldering embrace, and even my feet were dangling in the air. There was a long and content sigh, and then the calm and steady heartbeat came beating through.
It wasn't my intention not to call you. When I got done, it was the middle of the night, so I thought I'd go straight home in the morning.
His voice was muffled in my shoulder, and I could even make out the unmistakable sound of teeth gnashing.
Who knew that the whole group was in cahoots? While I was sleeping on the way back, they dumped me here. And when I woke up and got out of the car, the facility director was already at the entrance waiting to show me around. And then those people all crowded around.
Oh, my poor Gabby. He's like, I didn't want to be here. His little pouts is cute.
I'm dead tired, and I still can't go home.
Well, then let's rest. His voice is pleasing to the ears. I laughed and massaged his head, and my heart melted for him. Silly. I didn't know you were coming back today anyway. What's the rush?
I wanted you to see me sooner.
He lifted his head and put me on the ground, then leaned over and kissed me on the corner of my mouth.
And for me to see you sooner, too.
I love this man. I love him so much. He is so precious. His voice was right next to my lips. Reluctant to pull back even a bit. But still not content, he kissed me again and again. Our breaths, filled with yearning, mingled together, sustaining us like oxygen. Wow, this is... But you know everyone is just doing it for your own good, right? And the accommodations here are great. It's not a bad place to relax for a while.
I'm doing just fine.
Are you?
Who needs to go to a wellness center in their 20s?
Well, I mean, you are a police officer. He let out a sulky grunt. Then, suddenly remembering something, he spread his arms open with a hint of pride.
Look, not a scratch on me this mission.
Good job, Gavin. I'm so proud of you. Then you're a very remarkable special agent indeed. A grin crept up the corner of my mouth, and after a routine check, I like how that's in quotes, I nestled myself back into his arms. The scenery here is really nice. I'm tired from all the overtime I've been doing, since we're already here. How about letting me ride your coattails, Commander? MC. I know that Gavin never believed his work was worthy of any fancy perks. To him, he was just doing his job. But now that we had this opportunity, I selfishly wanted him to enjoy himself a bit. Gavin gave me a deep stare with an all too heavy emotion mixed in it that finally coalesced into a light sigh.
Whatever you want.
Thanks, Gabby. And what if I hadn't come? But on the phone I told you to stay. Would you have listened then?
No, I wouldn't.
Rude. Okay, though. His eyebrows perked up, and he flashed a defiant grin as if to say, that goes without saying.
Before you'd even get a chance to call, I would have already made my prison break and been back home with you.
Okay. Okay, smart guy. I chuckled and pinched his nose, then surveyed the room. Probably out of consideration for accommodating guests from various regions and various ages, the furnishings had a fresh, simple look that gave off a peaceful vibe. The deep blue sea stretched out beyond the window, where a stunning flower box added a touch of color. A twin bed huddled next to the wall, and decorative white flowers at the nightstand swayed in the breeze. I looked at the room key in my hand. It just so happened to be the room right across from Gavin's. Remembering that he probably still needs rest, I pick up my suitcase. You go ahead and get some sleep. I'll go put away my... Before I can finish, the next second I was pulled forward and fell into an expanse of softness. The skinny twin bed is this their version of the sexy music? The skinny... I don't know why I'm giggling so much. The skinny twin bed forced us to press right up against each other. I lay on my side with his arms tight around me and my back against the wall. Hello?
I'm tired. Sleep with me for a bit.
You don't have to ask me twice. Steamy breaths, mixed with the humid air, hit my neck and making me squirm from the tingling sensation, which got me squeezed even tighter. With our skin pressed against each other, the sultry air only grew hotter. The sweltering heat seeped through my thin blouse, even warming my back against the cold wall. Sir, yes, sir. I gasped, taking the hot air into my lungs, and even my blood seemed to be boiling. Look, even MC knows the drill. She knows. Doesn't scream break the bed, but cutesy music can work. You won't be able to sleep well like this.
I'll be able to sleep even better.
Okay. Hello, Gavin. Okay, I can focus. A leisurely smile spread on his face, followed by a peppered trail of kisses from the corner of my eye to my lips, where he then lingered longingly.
With you at my side, I'll dream sweet, sweet dreams.
I'm gonna be real, I was not expecting this. Even as he kissed me, I couldn't help but crack a grin. Considering that I actually wanted him to get good sleep, I decided I'd wait till he fell asleep and then sneak out. I mean, I know a way for you to sleep. But the kissing of our entangled lips only got deeper with each tender advance. And each time it did, I only wanted to go deeper still. A scorching palm pressed against the back of my head and the wall. I had nowhere to retreat and could only welcome him trespassing with reckless abandon. The tide surged in my ears, and my shirt was damp with sweat, made the friction between us even more tantalizing. I was practically melting in the heat of his arms, or perhaps trying to melt him into a part of me. Didn't you say you were getting sleepy?
You're going to sneak out after I fall asleep.
What? I would never. His dark, deep eyes, full of endless longing, started to slowly close up while I was still in a daze. Gavin pressed even closer in, swallowing up any playful retort before I could say it. Along with my panting breaths, we both fall into the surging tide together.
If you can't sleep, I can help you.
Sir, I think I am going to be the one helping you to sleep. Sir, your tone, please. My heart, I can't take it. I didn't know his voice could be like that. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Sir. Gavin, is the cafeteria here as good as the one at STF?
It's a bit bland.
Oh, that's a cute outfit. Well, it is a wellness center. You think they'd load up on hot peppers? As a wellness center specializing in rehabbing STF agents, the amenities on the grounds were mind-blowing to me. Aside from the set 3 meals a day, there were tons of specialized facilities and workout equipment for rehabilitation, and every afternoon, a therapist would give a lecture or a tutorial. On the morning of the second day, we split up as requested to have a physical exam, then we strolled all around the place. All along the way, we came across all kinds of people, some of them limping along, some gentle and kind, and all with the same straight-backed bearing.
There are wellness centers like this in cities all around the country. We could requisition a stay at any of them.
Sensing the curiosity in my gaze, Gavin laughed and added,
That's why we're seeing all these people from different cities.
Sounds quite popular then. But now that you mention it, how come we haven't seen Eli?
I sent him a warning message.
Oh. Eli, I'm sorry. Listen, I should have saved you from being thrown under the bus.
If you ever want a vacation request granted, then don't bother me.
Oh. Well, I think I can get behind that message. The summer day, all wrapped up in a leisurely sea breeze, slipped through our entwined fingers, dazzling like a jewel. I may or may not be back there. No worries. Night, Kajik. We dipped our toes into the breaking waves as the dazzling points of light danced and leaped across the water, meandering out to the horizon in an expanse of gold. I felt my whole being getting immersed in it, and I also felt light enough to drift away on the sea breeze. Holding hands, I felt time eddy and linger around us as we kissed in little alcoves. What if the sunset? Listen. MC, I can get behind sneaking away into these little alcoves. The time passed as quiet and gentle as the tranquil sea, and I was thrilled to see the fatigue lift from Gavin's body. As long as he could get some good relaxation, it didn't matter where we were. On this morning, as I was preparing our day's itinerary, there was a sudden knock on Gavin's door. Captain Gavin, sorry to disturb you. Director Mencken would appreciate it if you could go to her office. He is not going to any female's office without me. His gaze passed over me for a moment, and then he went on. If you're here with family, then please do come together. Yes, that's right. I'm coming with him. Right, number 3. These go by quickly. I didn't realize how quick these go. As requested, we come to the office of Director Mencken. Director Mencken came right out and told us about Gavin's condition. Gavin has a condition? Man. I have overlooked those hidden injuries completely all this time. Apart from shock, I'm incredibly sorry for him. When we arrive, this background looks very familiar. You know, it kind of reminds me of the one we just saw in, it was Raphael's 4-star, I think. Vesperine Glimmer? I think that's what it kind of reminds me of. That house. When we arrive at the office as directed, there was a kind-faced old lady sitting within. Greetings, Captain Gavin. You come and have a seat too, young lady. Hi, my name is... I don't know what her name is on this one. She waved a hand at us with smiling eyes, and her cordial grin allayed our vague anxiety. After giving us a leisure look over, her gaze fell to the sheet of paper on her desk. I called you both here today to have a little chat. Captain Gavin, how in tune with your body would you say you are? I would say that he is pretty in tune with both our bodies. I'm just saying. Gavin hesitated a moment, looking a little confused. After a few rapid blinks, he hesitantly and cautiously spoke up.
pretty in tune, I'd say.
Director Mencken didn't respond and just continued eyeing him with a smile.
Everything's alright, right?
Yes, it's alright. As we both furtively let out a sigh of relief, Director Mencken picked up the paper and adjusted her glasses. There's just some fairly severe chronic Achilles damage with a high risk of leading to acute Achilles inflammation. It doesn't sound minor. Moreover, your knee also previously sustained a severe ligament tear and some degeneration has occurred. There are muscle strains all over your body, and you appear to have broken ribs before too? Yes? After breaking the rib bones, the nerves between them are damaged and irritated, and it'll increase your risk of developing intercostal neuralgia compared to ordinary people. In addition, this does not sound minor. This sounds quite the opposite of minor issues. In addition, your shoulder once sustained the impact of a heavy external force, injuring the muscle. Sounds painful. It does sound painful. Ligaments and other soft tissues. Insufficient healing would lead to habitual dislocation. Long-term, excessive training has led to an overused injury in the elbow. If you don't get proper rest, it is incredibly easy to develop a more severe case of tennis elbow. And that, Captain Gavin, is the body you believe to be. She just called out his ass. All sound seemed removed from the world and replaced with an ear-piercing white noise. The doctor's terse, clipped speech suddenly seemed to hit my ears in bits and pieces from very far away. Director Menke had already removed her glasses and taken a sip of tea when I finally wrapped my head around what all the obscure terminology entailed, and what I had overlooked in the past. For Gavin, aside from all the obvious wounds, there was still so much wear and tear on his body from all his high-intensity activities. They hid in the shadows, eating away at him from the inside. The next thing I knew, I had broken out in a cold sweat. I stiffly turned my head and saw Gavin looking as stunned as me.
Is there some kind of mistake? I thought my body was normal. I'm careful too, and I haven't been injured.
Wounds aren't the only ones your body tells you it's injured. A smile still hung on Director Menke's face, but the warmth was gone from her eyes. She got up and walked behind Gavin, placing her right hand on some spot on his back, then twisted his arm at a certain angle with her left. Well, Gavin, then maybe you shouldn't lie. Gavin took in a sharp breath, practically by instinct, and his face instantly winced. Oh, did that hurt? Then there's still hope.
It would hurt anybody to twist their shoulder like that.
Would it, Gavin? Would it? I don't know about that, Gavin. Like an indignant child trying to prove some point, he argued back as he held his shoulder. But Director Mencken paid no heed at all. She went straight behind me, held me down in the same place, and lifted my arm up. A subtle ache emitted forth, but compared to the winds Gavin made, all I could feel was a light sore feeling. You've been sitting in an office too much. I'd recommend getting out and doing some regular workouts. How did you... Listen, I have very important work in the office to do, ma'am. I am an office worker. I work hard in my office. Director Mencken spoke with a tranquil tone. I subconsciously look at Gavin. The instant our eyes meet, I saw Gavin was panicking. Don't avoid your eye contact. No, look at me. Look at me. His eyes went wide with disbelief, and his pupils contracted as he subconsciously tilted his head. Shock, doubt, confusion, and anger. And self-blame. Too many suffocating emotions flowed out like thick, dark ink, leaving nothing in his world but a claustrophobic silence. Captain Gavin, based on your current physical condition, this is the protocol for your remaining stay. The specific times of the therapy and rehabilitation exercises are all written here. All proscribed activities will be gone over with you by your rehab therapist. And allow me to stress this again. I urge you not to use your evil for the remaining time. Your abilities put great strain on your body. Of course, this protocol is not mandatory. You are also free to proceed how you see fit. No, he's not, because I won't allow him to. Director Mencken passed over a folder, and it was then that I finally felt the disappointment and concern underneath the kind facade. I bet she had seen too many people like Gavin. They had protected so many others, but in the end, they couldn't protect themselves. Gavin perched in the chair next to me, his hand hanging a little. Meanwhile, I look at the thick stack of files and fell silent in a flood of shock and sadness. After staring for a long time, I looked up at Director Mencken. If he decides to undergo this protocol, can I stay with him? Of course. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Gavin give a little jitter upon hearing this, but I didn't glance over. I just picked up the stack of files.
It's okay.
Is it, Gavin?
I'll do it.
I don't even have to ask. He's like, I just don't want to make you upset. When we left the office, he clutched at his head in exasperation and annoyance, then timidly took hold of my hand. He knit his brow and worked his mouth open and closed, but the words hanging on his lips never came out. In the end, all that he could muster was one sparing sentence.
I'll do it.
Oh, Gabby. Seeing him like this, my heart felt like it was being squeezed. He had done his best to keep his promise and not let himself get injured. But unfortunately, as far as he was concerned, no visible wounds meant all was well. To the point that even I had forgotten about it. But now the person in pain was him, and the person racked with guilt was also him. I felt a current heat welling up in my throat. The rims of my eyes burned and my nose tingled. I took in a sharp breath, trying to hold back the pain inside. With a tight grip on his hand, I walked forward. Don't be nervous. I'm not mad. You've already done so well. And I know this is all just wear and tear from work. I never noticed it either. Now you just need to listen to the doctors.
All right.
Oh. Okay. You need to follow your schedule. No skipping class.
All right.
He's agreeing this too easily. And I'm not going to cram into a bed with you at night. You need to rest and get good sleep.
All right. But
No. 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 I don't want to hear it. Suddenly realizing what he was agreeing to, his determined gaze met mine. Nope, I'm not looking at you. I'm closing my eyes.
ma'am,
Nope,
I think there's room to negotiate that a bit.
there is not, and I am not looking at you. No negotiating.
It doesn't affect me that much.
Yes, it does. No way.
Not even a little. 1 day?
Nope.
3 days?
Nope.
3 days will be fine, right?
No. No. Not even 1 day. Our moods finally turn a corner as we end our cheerful haggling session, which was carried off into the distance on the sea breeze along with my unspoken prayers. I prayed that the wind could take away all his pain and give him his freedom back. Happy to negotiate a little bit. Maybe just a little negotiation. It's fine, right? It's fine. It's fine. We can negotiate a little bit. It's cool. Gavin went along with the arrangements and underwent therapy and rehabilitation exercises. When I saw his body recovering due to the rehab, I realized more and more how many unavoidable aches and pains he had lived with on his own. When night fell, I couldn't contain my emotions anymore, and just then, there was Gavin standing before me. Oh, this is gonna be... This is one of my favorite pieces in the game. From then on, every minute of the day, Gavin followed his protocol and did his therapy and rehab exercise regimen. Every morning, you're going to go to physiotherapy room for 20 minutes of infrared radiation treatment. In two weeks, we'll take another look at your recovery process. You've already acclimated your body and brain to this level of pain, but it's really your body's way of alerting you. This may be a little painful. If you can't take it, just tell me. Please don't try to grit through it. Don't tense up. Just keep an ordinary, relaxed state. I said don't tense up. Relax. These poses can help you contract your pulled muscles. Today, we'll go through 5 sets of movements in total. Don't use too much force lifting the instrument. Rein it in. You need to learn to use your muscles precisely and appropriately. After today's electrostimulus therapy, I'm assigning you 40 minutes of acupuncture. Nurse Wu will do it for you when she's finished up with her other patients. You can maintain ordinary exercise levels. Billy is our exclusive personal trainer. He'll ensure that you can continue to exercise without aggravating your old injuries. Avoid soccer, basketball. Oh no, poor Gabby. Avoid soccer, basketball, and other high-strain sports like that. You can go swimming. He'll assist you with some underwater training. The floating will reduce the stress on your joints. From morning to night, Gavin was actively complying with the entire therapy process, without the least bit of complaint or reluctance. No matter how he studied, he was still clumsy at exerting force and relaxing. Occasionally, He would throw up his hands in confusion as his therapist angrily tried to stop him. But he kept on walking, steadily and steadfastly, down the road of self-awareness. Meanwhile, I'd go up to the doctors in their downtime and ask them for massage tips and stretching methods. When Gavin was in the therapy, I attended all kinds of informative lectures and filled in a lot of the relevant theories. After learning more deeply about it all, I realized more and more just how much scar tissue builds up his body was dealing with. Sometimes I was even busier than Gavin, but I was doing all I could. The days were chock full of things to do, and I strove to not give myself time to worry about Gavin's injuries. I forced myself to focus on what was more important. How are you feeling today?
I feel light on my feet.
You're doing great, sweetie. Before it was like you were walking around with 20 pounds of lead strapped to you. Now you're at least somewhat back to normal.
Is that so?
When was the last time you felt like this?
I don't know.
Getting used to pain is not a good thing. It dulls your response to new pain. All right, lay down on your stomach. I stood quietly off to the side, my fingernails digging into my palms as my eyes welled up. MC, why are you so upset all the time? Seeing Gavin looking so relaxed and waving at me, I naturally smiled back, and then I turned and left the therapy room. In my class later, I just couldn't take it in. My mind was full of nothing but images of Gavin waving his arms in astonishment and tentatively hopping in place. But I just bit down on my lip and forced myself to focus on the class. That night, after my walk, I went back to the room and made my routine check of the next day's plans for Gavin and the lectures I would go to. Looking at the training program with all the checked boxes in a row, I sat in the bay window and started my customary review of the methods and knowledge I'd learned that day. Traction for common muscle pulls, quadriceps, hamstrings, adductors, triceps, charre. Follow the muscle's shape over the long term. Pushing along can promote muscle healing. Checking for quadricep femoris strains. Place a hand on the calf and extend the knee. As I tried it out on my own body, for some reason the image of Gavin gasping and in wonder popped into my head. How long had he been in this high-pressure state, stressed and eating away at his whole self? The densely packed schedule and notes started to blur, and the moonlight was the only thing accompanying me in the pitch-black room. I knew Gavin was signing himself up for pain and suffering when he chose this path. But when was this all written out on the page? But when it was all written out on the page, these invisible wounds became so glaring and insidious. So many people had heard his name, heard his story, and praised his victories as a shining example. But just how many scars did it take to build up this momentum of glory? He had no idea he could feel light on his feet, and he couldn't remember the last time he was truly healed. Just looking at him every day felt like someone was robbing me of my breath. But I didn't dare shed a tear in front of Gavin. These days, He was already walking on eggshells around me, afraid that I'd worry. If I really were to cry, then I'd only be heaping more guilt on an already pain-ridden person. And the thought only made me sadder. I thought I said I wouldn't cry. Scalding tears gushed forward. I wiped and wiped, but I couldn't stop them. I tried to suck in deep breaths, and then right when I looked up, I froze. Draped in gentle moonlight, Gavin was hovering outside the window, also rooted to the spot. Time seemed to come to a standstill. My hand wiped away the tears, paused on my face too. And in the next second, I snapped back to reality. Gavin, did the doctor say not to use your evil? But he didn't say anything. He just climbed in through the window like lightning, half kneeling by my side and boring into me with his eyes. The intermittent evening breeze slipping in reminded me of the wet tears on my face. I realized where he was looking and hesitantly tried to fake a smile. Say something. Why are you secretly using your evil? I caught you, didn't I?
You were crying.
No, I wasn't. Crying? Me? I was just reading an article and got sleepy. I yawned, that's all.
You were crying.
No, I wasn't. I already told you I was yawning.
You were crying.
No. Stop. Can't you just pretend I was yawning? In the face of his unshakable conviction, I found myself raising my voice, trying fruitlessly to hide the pain that I knew would hurt him.
No.
Oh. Well, I tried at least. Gavin held his forehead against mine, but my flowing tears made him all a blur. He seemed to merge with the haze of the moonlight, as if he was glowing. I couldn't say for sure what my tears held within them. Worry, sorrow, fear, and so much love and anger that I didn't know how to express. And I wanted so much to protect him like he protected me. I wanted to keep all the suffering and sickness far away from him. I didn't want this for you.
I know.
Wait, his voice is so good, though. Together with a sigh full of pity, a kiss of utmost tenderness alighted on my cheek, wiping away the tears that kept streaming down. I never wanted you to have to stop. Really.
Yeah, I understand.
With a little squeeze, he pulled his arms tightly around he pulled his arms tighter around me, kissed me again and again at the corner of my eye. I really haven't been dwelling on it that much. I just got a little worried for you.
I know that too.
You don't need to blame yourself or regret anything. He lowered his head and stopped up all the words I had yet to say. That kiss was surprisingly gentle, replacing all the needless words and hugging my very soul. I wrapped myself in our shared body heat and let him caress my heart, unable to hide it anymore.
you still want to say to me. Let it all out and tell me.
His downcast eyes were dim, and his low voice was raspy. Gavin, please stop. I could distinctly feel his racing heartbeat, along with the yearning and tender affection in his eyes.
You don't need to hide.
Sky, it's good.
Don't hide somewhere I can't see you.
That shaky voice was so good. Oh my gosh. Ooh, this will make my heart race. I'm losing my breath because of this. Hearing his almost pleading tone, my heart shivered uncontrollably. Every time I think about you, my heart aches. I got a lump in my throat, and I felt his whole body tense up, his fingers squeezing subconsciously. The world blurred his face, but also made him seem so pure and bright. I always find myself thinking, in a world like this, how is it that you made it step by step to where you are today? I thought about how I thought about how you had walked through the chaos of darkness and muck, about your wounds, about your pride. If you just weren't so strong, if you just weren't so capable, so brave.
Does my being like that only bring you sorrow?
No, Gabby, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't mean it that way. Stop. If only it was sorrow. I smiled relentingly at him, holding his face in both hands. Just thinking about you is enough to make my heart jump. Who knew that I loved you this much all along? I suddenly realized that. This is so good. This is so good. Like he had wanted, I bared my heart and let him peer into all that I loved and admired. His amber eyes glimmered like the sea, and he held me with such intensity, as if trying to embed me into his own body. Finally, he lowered his head, and with incomparable longing and passion, he answered me with a kiss. I think we're on 5. I think we're on 5. That was so good. That was, wow. That was incredible. I got so sucked into it. I am really glad that that Lads doesn't cut these into that they're just one long card rather than cutting them up into smaller pieces. Because the breaks, it's so strange having breaks in like a smaller card because I'm so used to like myths being broken up like that, you know? After that night, Gavin took all his rehab training even more seriously than ever. Many times when I couldn't find him, it was because he was seeking out his therapist and learning more practical procedures. He would even sit next to me with his head propped on his hand, listening intently with me to lectures. He forced his way into my evening reviews, too, where we quizzed each other and tried our massage techniques. we'll be trying some kind of massage technique, MC. Even though he still put a lot of things on his plate, he also started learning bit by bit how to do things more sustainably. Together with me, can you really play tennis?
Billy said it's no problem. He's over there keeping an eye out too. If I do too much, he'll come running over to chew me out. And if my opponent's you, I don't see that happening.
I will kick your ass. Oh, why does that sound like a backhanded compliment? I smacked the bouncing ball. I smacked the bouncing ball over the net with a grunt and watched to see the man on the other side step leisurely to it and make a firm contact with his racket without so much as a wobble. You better not underestimate me. I've seen some pretty gnarly trick shots in cartoons.
I won't. You're a beast.
With a laugh, he tapped the ball back over, landing it nicely within my hitting range so that I wouldn't have to run much to hit it back. How have you been feeling lately?
If I had to describe it, I'd say better than I've ever felt before. Every day when I wake up, I'm full of energy, and my body has endless strength. At night, without you, I'm sleeping all right, so I think, for the sake of my sleep quality, you should move in from across the way.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. No, that sounds great. That sounds like... Don't make up excuses for your own personal gain.
This is a reasonable request.
I happen to agree with him, MC. If only things failed, he brushed himself off and tried again. Officer Gavin has never had the word quit in his dictionary.
But there's also this new, reassuring feeling.
Tell me more. He raised his head and deftly caught the tennis ball in his hand as he held his racket to his chin and mulled something over.
I don't quite know how to put it.
No worries. Take your time. Perhaps you'll have some special philosophical insight. I look at the time and step forward with a laugh. Let's go. We have to put the stuff back in the equipment room, and then Billy has to get you stretched out. We'll take a little break and then eat lunch. You appear to be free this afternoon. Want to go to a lecture with me? Or are you going with Dr. Lemon?
I'm not doing either.
What? His lips perked up in an enigmatic smile, and the wind played with his bangs. Do not use your evil, revealing his sparkling eyes.
How about you skip class with me?
Okay. Trees rustled and swayed, casting fractured shadows haphazardly through an expanse of lush green. Not far away, the gently rolling sea was similarly adrift with light that refracted off retinas in dazzling glow. Gavin led me into the depths of the jungle until a very secluded little hut came into view. We're in a secluded hut. It was tucked away in the foliage, but also right by the sea. It wasn't big, and it looked more like a shack to take a rest in. When I realized this must be Gavin's surprise, I walked in curiously. Oh, this is cute. A plush couch faced a window that looked out into this onto a very sculpted in varying shades of blue. A light blue wind chime rocked in the sea breeze, emitting a midsummer sound that sweetly merged with the crashing white waves. Didn't expect something like this to be here. The smile in Gavin's eyes deepened, but he didn't say anything. He just held me and sat down on the couch, looking out the window at the sea.
If you like, we can move in here.
Move in here?
Uh-huh.
What are you playing at, Gavi? I looked up and caught a glimpse of smugness hidden in his eyes, and suddenly something dawned on me. You didn't set this place up here, did you?
I just happened to discover this empty little hut a few days back when walking with you.
Uh-huh.
Afterward, I talked with the director, and when I had free time, I would swing by and tidy up a bit.
He said it so matter-of-factly, as if it had hardly required lifting a finger.
I thought you'd like it. And it's only the two of us, which I like.
I like it too. He cracked a happy grin and leaned his head affectionately towards me. I do like it. I knew Gavin was still concerned about my feelings, so I didn't say anything, but took the pleasant surprise to heart. But you still have to do your regular therapy and rehab training, and you have to attend lectures with me. On top of that, you've got to make the rounds with Dr. Lemon to study with her. Kudos to you for making the time to set this up, though. You didn't sneak out in the middle of the night and skip on sleeping, did you?
I wouldn't dare, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to do something for you, I'll always find the time.
Okay. Then I'd better take the grand tour. With that, I stood up and walked around to every piece of decor that he painstakingly placed in the room, imagining the smile on his face when he was setting them all up. A sailboat faced the sea, with the whole world so close and yet so far away. Outside the room, there was even two little stools neatly placed, and on the hammock, there was even a pillow and a blanket thoughtfully arranged. You're really getting more and more impressive, Officer Gavin.
Not bad, right? But what I'm most proud of is this hammock.
I wonder why. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that we could try it out together. I'm just saying. Before I could react, he scooped me up and laid down on it. That's more like it. The gentle swaying had me laying right on his chest. The world rocked continuously, and there was no hiding the soaring confidence in Gavin's tone.
I reinforced it 6 ways to Sunday. This hammock can accommodate 2 people. No problem.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you for reinforcing it, Captain Gavin. I really appreciate you doing that for us.
It's super sturdy. It won't collapse, even if you try.
I'm very open to trying right now.
We can enjoy ourselves here all afternoon today.
We're gonna try the hammock. Seeing that ain't I great expression on his face, I chortle and poke at him. But don't you think it's a little narrow for 2 people?
I do. But I like it even more for that.
Listen, there's one thing I'm learning about Gavin, and that is that he ain't afraid to beat around the bush. He had me lying entirely on top of him, and he picked up his head and gave me a peck at the corner of my lips.
Just right.
I appreciate Gavin so very much right now. My gaze followed my fingertip as it swept over his cheek and caressed a small playful strand of hair on his forehead. The sunshine was peppering him with kisses too, making his brooding eyes gleam even brighter. Wait a second. I suddenly thought of something and sat up with a bounce. They're certainly choosing some words here. I feel like this is even more... No, that's a lie, because we just did Silas's, and his is way... The gentle sway made me a little unsteady, but I quickly regained my balance. Then I took 2 bottles of summertime essentials from my sunproof jacket pocket. Oh, it's sunscreen. Got it. If we're gonna be here all afternoon, then we have to put on sunscreen. Gavin crinkled his brow in slight concentration, giving off a vibe of refusal with his whole being.
We're under a shady tree right now. There's no need.
There's ultraviolet rays in the shade too. It's very preventative. It gets through anything. Oh, penetrative. It gets through everything. It doesn't matter where you stand. Lately, you've been taking good care of yourself, inside and out. You can't slack on your skin either.
It's not that bad.
Sunscreen is an extremely important practice. It protects the skin against aging and prevents sunburn. Come on, Gavi. He noticeably shrunk back for an instant, and his erstwhile cheerful countenance twisted up. After some intense back and forth debating, he finally put his hands up dejectedly.
Fine, I'll put it on myself.
And rob me of the glory of putting it on you. I think not, sir. If you do, you'll definitely just slather it on randomly. Lie down for me. Hello, music. To prevent him from squirming, I straddle myself right on top of him. The body underneath mine shook for a moment. Ayo! He drew in a little gasp, and his mouth curved in a bit of a grimace.
I promise I won't slather.
Yeah? Gavin. They do have spicy music. I spoke calmly as I looked down from my vantage point, and he finally pursed his lips in a silent and obedient flat line. I first squeezed out some face cream, leaning over as I gently rub it on his face. I could distinctly feel his taut skin underneath my fingertips. He was apparently holding his breath, and his eyes were noticeably withdrawn. He's He's trying to disassociate, so it doesn't. Don't be nervous. Relax. The straddling position was honestly a little tiring, so I just scooted forward a bit and laid right down on him. As I did, I heard a low, gravelly groan. Oops. And just stared broodingly at me with a furrowed brow. The heat of the summer day transferred through those eyes and warmed the air, and the pulse in his neck suddenly sped up. After the music is crazy. The music is crazy work. After rubbing it on his neck, I propped my hand on his shoulder into a half-seated position. Oh my goodness, indeed. Gavin's throat. Oh wait. A suppressed breath escapes from Gavin's throat, but he still didn't move. His chin jutted up reflexively, and his gaze stayed locked on me. Give me your left hand, just in time. Right hand. Like a soldier precisely following orders, he instantly carried out any command I gave. I was a little captivated by that incredibly taut skin. For the Lions review, because it goes really fast. Okay, so it's like, okay. I could feel a fine sheen of sweat permeating out of his body, heat rising from my touch. My heart was racing. Under his deepening gaze, I couldn't help but want to see more. MC is like, hey yo, what them abs look like though? I need to do the torso too. I did my best to control my trembling fingers as I lift up his shirt. The swaying shade of the trees gives a revealing glimpse of the lines of his exposed muscles, adding a glow that was hardly hard to describe. I slowly repositioned myself, propping up a hand on his reflexing abs. The aroma of the sunscreen hit my nose, and the humidity came from his growing. Oh, I can't! I lost it. An increasingly noticing red blush crept up his ears into his cheek. He shot a hand up and held it to his forehead. But his Adam apple slid up and down, along with an involuntary clutch of his fingers, had already given him away. I slowly leaned over. My slippery fingers found their way through his shirt. Wow, they don't let you watch the anime? Oh, that's interesting.
Are you done yet?
A low whisper brushed past my lips, and hot breath seeped inside. His hand was on the back of my head, leaving me no room to retreat. Not done yet.
Really?
His moist lips brushed against mine with every whispered word, and his palm pressed down, ever so slightly, leaving me nearly lose myself in the roiling amber eyes. I found myself subconsciously licking my dry lips and then inadvertently bump against him. And the next second, the music is so wild.
Let me go.
My destination. Have fun.
I'm uncomfortable.
Are you uncomfortable? I can fix that. A lingering. Put on the gas signs. And for Victor's card, I would suggest that one where he's behind the flower trellis.
I'm on my best behavior
Okay.
already. It's my turn now.
Have a good time, lady. His hands locked onto my upper and lower back, pressing me into him almost airtight. I made a little involuntary shiver, and not knowing at all what to say, just nodded my head. Meanwhile, having finally wrestled back the initiative, his unleashed desire were oh my gosh, I've never seen that word. In our entwined breaths. All of my instinctual all of my instinctual moans and squeals were swallowed up by his heart. But he was like an insatiable ocean, dragging me ceaselessly into more raging occurrence. A piercing light made me want to back up, but I was held firmly to his taut skin.
You started it.
Gavin. Gavin, please. He pulled away my shyness and shivering and entwined himself burlesquely. The little throw blanket got all wadded up and the hammock let out and we are testing the theory of the hammock right now. The afternoon stretched on and on. That was That was certainly something. I have no words, honestly. We have one more. The Whiplash. Classic paper games Whiplash. Alright. We are on the last one. That was wild. But in the blink of an eye, over half a month had passed. During this brief stretch of rehab training, Gavin's condition improved through science and proper technique. Seeing him more invigorated filled my heart with delight. Where's Billy? After another of our thrice weekly tennis sessions, I followed Gavin into the equipment room, but didn't see the therapist who would usually wait there.
Maybe he had to go take care of something. But I can do my physical therapy on my own now anyway.
Can you, though? Really? Then I'll monitor you. I lean against the mirrored wall, playing the part of examiner with gusto. Meanwhile, Gavin gave a confident shrug, unfurled a yoga mat, and started his stretching routine. He was practically flawless, exerting just the right amount of force as he executed the set of movements with precision and beauty. I couldn't help but smile. I knew how much patience he used taking in therapist's myriad instructions and lessons. Even when he was drowsy, he didn't dare doze off. I knew how much soreness and discomfort he would wordlessly put up with every time he did therapy. I also knew that in the future, he would still put wear and tear on his body and not always have time to do these exercises. But right here and right now, nothing could be clearer to me. No matter if I was watching over him or not, when he did have downtime, he would fastidiously keep up those practices. When he completed the final back stretch, I just had to give him a round of applause. Gavin, you're amazing! Hearing me say that, Gavin let out a little sigh. He squatted down and sat in front of me, then took my hand and stared earnestly at me. He must have been having one of his Gavin thinks. I just smiled and stayed still and let him have a good long stare. After some time, he let out a chuckle.
I think I know now what that new reassuring feeling is.
Oh yeah? What's that? I did a bit of a double take, but after some thought, I remembered our conversation on the tennis court all those days ago. I couldn't help but laugh a little. You had to hand it to him. Only he could turn a question over in his mind for this long. What is it?
It's living. I feel like I'm really living now.
The light from the window covered his back, gilding him with a dazzling layer of gold, as if his very being was on fire with flourishing life force.
I used to think that as long as I didn't get hurt, as long as I could come back to you, then that meant I was living my life with you. But now, I think I found a more correct and better way. I want to walk a longer road with you. I want to always be like this, for you to see me really alive.
Oh, Gabby. His fingertips gently run over my face, and all the brilliance of the world seemed to glow in those pools of amber.
This feeling makes me think, if I can keep going like this with you, when I get to the end of my life, I'll feel like it was all worthwhile. For you and for myself. I'll always hope to live like this, without regrets. Is it strange to think like that?
Why would that be strange? He spoke with such sincerity, completely laying his heart bare before me. I had no idea what to say. All I could do was hug him tightly and kiss him. My silence and surrender at this moment made me aware of how much I doted on this man in front of me. Because with him by my side, I lived a more fulfilling, more alive life too. I want to live with you like that too. Endless love enmeshed in our lingering kiss. His perfect warmth completed me. Scorching palms and gentle kisses roamed my body. In the therapy room, MC. And I felt driven to hold him tighter and feel his being. The temperature kept rising. So, question for my lads, girlies. Is the whiplash worse in this than it is in lads? The temperature kept rising, and the mirror behind us grew hot too, turning blurry and then clear with each successive kiss. I was drowning in his body heat, his image filling my mind. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Lately, Captain Gavin, and the numbers aren't bad. The faint sound of voices outside caught my ear out of the blue, instantly jolting me awake like a shock of electricity. Gavin, someone's coming. Panic displaced the affectionate, cozy mood, and a subconscious shake from me elicited a muffled groan from Gavin. He hugged me even tighter, his panting breath caught in his throat as he whispered,
"Don't move."
Okay. The footsteps grew clearer, making the situation even more tense. The next second, Gavin took a deep breath and stood up, lifting me up at the same time. With an audible cry of surprise from me, the door opened. Huh? I thought I heard something in here just now. Billy? Gavin probably just came through. I saw him playing tennis with the missus half an hour ago. Look, the yoga mat hasn't even been put away. We were probably using it. Hello? I'm not. I'm not even paying attention to what's being said. I took a big gasp and bit him without realizing what I was doing. The arm around me then squeezed as the person crouching at my chest let out a heavy sigh. And as he popped up and down, I seemed... I didn't bite you on purpose. I spoke in a broken, muffled tone, and my hot, exhaled breath flows along his palm and back of my face. I can't even read what's happening right now. It's so distracting. Did you hear a voice? No? Swaying hair rubbed against my neck, making me lean into his. Beads of sweat perspiring from my forehead trickled down my brow, blurring my vision for a moment and making me raise my head. My upright, jutted out chest was shuddering. Sultry breath. I can't even read this. The wording in this is so... It's really diabolical angles, yes. I suddenly lose my balance.
I'm about to lose my mind.
Gavin, I think I already beat you to it. My face hurts. My face hurts. My face hurts. I felt like I was completely on fire. This is way... What? I think I'm just surprised that this is so on the same level as Lad Spicy right now. Oh my gosh. I felt like I was completely on fire. A moan escaped my lips, but the next second it was stopped by Gavin's breath. A warm red blush crept up the corner of Gavin's eyes. His right arm slid behind my head and his body straightened up, enclosing the whole of me in a burning heat. The world kept shaking, sending out dizzying ripples. After who knows how much time had passed, things finally got quiet outside. Gavin waited another moment, then he gently pushed open the door. After a cautious check, he carried me away. Do I kind of want them to use this wording in ads? Maybe. I went limp in his arms, totally devoid of strength. The sharp click of a lock sounded. I hazily opened my eyes to see that Gavin had laid me down.
I feel like I can't think straight.
He was propped up over me, brushing back his sweat-dampened hair with one arm to reveal the whole of his charming face. The only image in his profound eyes was me.
No one's going to disturb us.
Is that it? That it just... There's no way. That's... That's crazy work. That is diabolical. I just... The ending of that is crazy work. Why do they keep stopping at it? This is before they could decide how far they could go.